with the inhaled breath. And as you're breathing, that somebody is calling your breath inside. It is pulling you. Devi, Sa, you say, breathe out. Imagine this, that you're not just breathing air, you're breathing prana, the air. And prana is the life force. Without prana, we cannot exist in this body or in any body. So when you're breathing, always look at where the source is, somewhere inside. Then see where it goes out, somewhere outside. You don't know where it is. Both places, it is the Shakti. So breathing in. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. How many people are sitting here today? Count, look around and count for the class. 7. 7 people are sitting, no? Down, I'm saying. How many are here? 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? The others are sitting, not right here. I'm saying this because that 7 is very important today. They call it Ratha Saptami. Why Ratha Saptami? It's when Uttarayana comes, when the sun turns towards the north, Uttarayana comes, then 7th day from that day is called Ratha Saptami. So you wanted to know something. What did you want to know? Ah. Okay, the leaf. Ah. So traditionally, they place one leaf here. One leaf here, one leaf here. One leaf here, knee, one leaf here, one leaf here, and 2 leaves at the feet. One leaf there, one leaf there. So how many is that? 7 leaves. It's just to remind us of this number 7. Okay. So that's the reason I asked. I just looked around. I said, "Arey, we've got 7 people here." So, when you see anything, it must immediately remind you of something you know on the spiritual level. Then you will remember many things. It will make sense to you. Instead of that, you're saying, oh, 5 people, 6 people, 1 person not here. Who's the person? Why is that person wearing a sari? Why is that color? All this is distraction of the mind. If you keep your attention continuously on the spiritual, even if you're playing and doing some game, it will remind you of something. You see, children, if you tell them the story of Krishna, I knew one child. He'd go to, I would tell him stories about Krishna, baby Krishna, and things. He'd come back from school, drop his bags, about 4 or 5 at that age only. Not beyond that, we become too smart. So at that time, the innocent age, Jesus says, unless you are as little children, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. What does it mean? Not kingdom of heaven somewhere. Inside, if you have to go to find the kingdom of heaven is within you, you have to be unconditioned. That's called Chitta Shuddhi, innocent. After that, so many things come. This boy would come running from school, primary school or something, drop the bag, he'll go to the refrigerator, open, and where he finds butter, he will eat it and he'll put it on his face and he'll come and stand like this. Because I told him stories of Krishna. So for him, it's just a game coming from. So why should he remember that big samskara? It is for parents to teach the children these little values, samskara. Now I'm not teaching him about Krishna. I'm teaching him about the butter. When he's old enough, he will know what that butter means because he has already got the link. You see? So this is what parents have to do. That is why our Puranas and stories in every culture. You talk about Santa Claus. Why are you talking about Santa Claus in December? Because Santa Claus is a Saint Nicholas. Santa Claus was very generous. He would give to a lot of poor people, difficulties, things. So to celebrate Santa Christmas, they keep the tree because that's the only tree that is always alive. Always alive means even in winter it's still green, that pine tree. And then you keep presents under it, no? Gifts, if you have seen. You must see all this. What is other person doing? Don't stick to only my thing, then you will never expand your mind. So what are they doing? Then they tell the child, if you are good, then Santa Claus will give you presents. Anyway, they will bring presents. Parents will come and keep. So until the boy is 4 or 5 or something, he'll think, really Santa Claus has come. I've been good. Even if there is some mistake here and there, I've been good. So what does he remember? What is the samskara? Just like they did it for him, he will do it for his children. And his children will do for their children. So what are they giving samskara of? Giving, not only taking. See, when you're a child, you take, But as you grow up, you become Santa Claus yourself, you're giving. So these little stories in all religions, all cultures have been used to as value education for children. And that is why these things are important, not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was telling you yesterday, some man killed his son, 4-year-old son, beating him up. It was in the paper because he didn't know 1 to 50 without making a mistake. So the thing we have to see is we are all parents. Even people who have no children are parents. Sannyasis are parents. Everybody is a parent because all younger people are our children. It is not only in my house 2 people are born. No. Everybody who comes to you is a child. So you take that attitude. That is how Swamiji used to be, Swami Satyananda. You ask Sri Vidya, she'll tell you. She was his child. Everybody who goes there becomes a child. And we have to let go of our own narrative. I am this, I'm that. I'm a woman, I'm a man, I should be like that, I should be like this. All these are conditioning that comes in the mind. So here, I thought I will begin, as I did yesterday, with Sri Rama. Somehow Sri Rama and Shakti are bound, You have understood this now. Sri Rama is Shakti and Sita is Shiva. This is Adhyatma Ramayana. Because she is passive, consciousness. She doesn't say anything, do anything. Goes to the forest, she goes. Come to the place, she comes. But who is the person who is acting out? It is Sri Rama. So the Shakti is in Sri Rama. And this is a bit from the Adhyatma Ramayana where Kaikeyi comes to him. You all know the story of Ramayana, no? At least basic, And you know how for Kaikeyi, Rama was the most favorite child in that. But overnight, the Manthara, the maid servant, came and changed her mind. She spoke, you know that. So instead of being happy, she was so happy Rama was going to be the Pattabhisheka king. She said, my son is going to be. And this Manthara said to him, what are you jumping about? Your son should be. And that happened. Now, after Rama went, when he was preparing to leave Ayodhya and go, it is said she called him apart because she was so shamed about what she did, because by then she was back in her normal mind. And she said to him, under a spell of delusion. You see how it is? This is what I'm saying. It has to be like that. It has to be like this. Why did she fall for it? She loved Rama. She was happy Rama was going to be. Somebody told her, but you should say like that. Your son is more important. Immediately the old narrative came to the mind. Why I'm saying not for Kaikeyi, for us. All of us has to be alert when we say something. So she called Rama with her eyes streaming and she said to him, under a spell of delusion, my evil mind prompted me to obstruct your installation of Yuvaraja. I beseech you to pardon me for this and the bad turn I did to you. Right? She's understanding the mistake she made. You are truly Mahavishnu, she says, because Mahavishnu and Narayani are the same. The Supreme Spirit and eternal being whose nature is not clear to anyone. Even we don't know. We can't say, God told me to do this, therefore I am. Because sometimes you'll find people saying, God told me that if you don't believe in my God, I'll kill you. And many people will say, we have to defend Sanatana Dharma. You don't need to defend Sanatana. Sanatana Dharma is the supreme consciousness. He doesn't need our defending. We have to defend it in our hearts. Okay. The whole world is subject to your will and is without freedom. Just as the puppeteer pulls the strings unseen and make puppets dance. You know puppets. So too is this multiformed Maya a dance. She understands, she says. Manipulated by your will. I too was prompted by you as a part of your scheme for fulfilling the purpose of the Devatas. Now alone I understand you to be the indwelling spirit of all, beyond even the celestials. Save me, O infinite being. She thinks she still has made a mistake. Lord and protector of the worlds, please cut with the sword of your knowledge. Remember, the sword is important. Sword cuts. Sword of your knowledge, my bondage of attachment to my son, wealth, and worldly objects. Because of that only she turned. I have taken refuge in you. So then Sri Rama said to her with a smile, what you have done, what you have said just now is the exact truth words that have come out of your mouth too, because it was shaped under my prompting. She made the mistake under his prompting. She asked forgiveness under his prompting. Your choice of boons were prompted by me for the attainment of the purpose of the Devatas. He came, if he didn't go to the forest, he couldn't kill Ravana. He came for that, not to sit in the palace. Because you incur no sin, therefore you incur no sin. Return home in peace. You see this? Abandon your attachment for all worldly objects. Let your mind be constantly absorbed in my thought. Be wholeheartedly devoted to me. Not as a son Rama, as the Parabrahman. Soon you will gain liberation by following this way of life. View all beings alike. See, we listen to this, but this is what I'm explaining again and again. Somebody going on the street and we are having the same Atma, bit of the same Paramatma. Some dog on the street and we same Atma. Yesterday, one Imam, Muslim Imam had come, he and we have the same Atma. Somebody, the thief, and you have the same Atma. Everybody, Atma is the same. Only the body and mind, that is that I, the self is there, and another I is there's a psychological I. Because of various reasons, this is me. I should be like that. If I don't become like that, I make a mistake. All these things, the mind is making us turn around. I'll tell you later why. We did it yesterday. Soon you will gain liberation by following this way of life. View all beings alike. No one is dear or enemy to me. Not even Ravana, right? Nobody for God, there is nobody who is my person and not my person. Only in human life is Enamavaro, Inobriaro, that way. Everybody, God doesn't like or dislike anybody. Those who surrender to me, I respond by revealing myself. How does that happen? How do you surrender? I told you, surrender emotion is not emotion. It is not sentiment. It is walking the path he has decided for you without struggling. Then he says, those whose minds are deluded by Maya see me as a human being subjected to happiness and grief of worldly life. You know, one time I went to give a Ramayana class in Gobichettipalem, that's Tamil Nadu, near Coimbatore. Some of these girls they wanted to come to fight in a friendly way. They said, we don't like Rama. I said, why? Why did he make his wife go into the fire? Why did he exile her to the forest? That's why I don't believe in him. Then I explained the whole tattva of Ramayana. Then they said they understood. But if you don't understand, you can't tell your children, no? Now, when you teach, tell your children. Okay. He says, those who are deluded by Maya see me as a human being subjected to happiness and grief of worldly life. Half the problem is because they show us movies. The movies we say Rama crying and Sita saying, I will enter the fire and all that. This is not sort of truth. Fortunately, the enlightened that liberates one from the transmigrating life has dawned on you. He's telling Kaikeyi, nobody else. The bondage of hankering for the fruits that karma brings. Stay at home always, remembering me always. That will save you from the bondage of hankering for fruits of that karma brings. When you know God is with you, He's always with you, something difficult happens, you won't say, you, what will I do? You'll say, He's with me, He'll take care of me, or she's with me, right? And supposing something nice comes, you say, I deserve to get it, I'm getting it. No. It is her grace that it comes to us. So that gives us a sense of humility. But we have to follow that truly, wherever you go. Hearing these words of Sri Rama, Kaikeyi was filled with wonder and joy. She circumambulated Pradakshina, Sri Rama, prostrated before him, and she returned to the palace completely at peace. So you see what gift he has given her. Not because she was bad, because she was ignorant. She didn't understand. So that's the whole trouble, that we all have that trouble because we don't understand, or we understand only for some time, not for all time. When it suits us, when we go to one talk like this, or when we go to temple, we'll understand. When you go to the house and somebody says, hey, your the next house girl has said she came first in class, then you'll ask your son, why didn't you come first? Correct? How much marks she got? How much did you get? Comparison. These are things that how do you compare a rose and a lotus? They are two different, unique. And that is the way Shakti comes. She comes as a rose, she comes as a lotus, she comes as a bee, she comes as a snake, she is everything. So you can't compare anything. So all this you must remember when you feel like saying somebody, hey, she's wearing a nice sari, I wish I had it. Immediately you must remember, why am I comparing? That is how sadhana comes. Not just sitting there and meditating for some time. Sadhana is a lifelong situation, on and on. Every time remember. Doesn't mean that you will correct immediately, but remembering again and again and again will make you steady in the faith. So that is what I wanted to tell you about Sri Rama and how he shows the Shakti that he is. Because Shiva is a consciousness. It is Shakti, the energy in him, that makes things happen. Doesn't mean is Shakti, some people will say, is Shakti greater or Shiva greater? It's not like that. Shiva and Shakti are the same. Only one principle, only one reality, Advaita. No two. Okay. So now we are coming to the Devi itself. So close your eyes and I'll explain to you what the Mahakali Dhyana Mantram is. It says, Dhyanam, for the first chapter itself, it says, Khadgam Chakra Gadeshu Chapa Parighan Shulam Bhushundim Shiraha Shankam Sandadathim Karaistri Sarvanga Bhusha Vritam Neelashmadhyutimasya Pada Dashakam Seve Mahakalikam Yamastautswapite Harau Kamalajo Hamtum Madhum Kaitavam. So, what is the thing about now? You can open your eyes. Because when you dare Dhyana Shlokam, you're supposed to see it. That's why I put this. This is what they are talking about. Because here he is saying that she has 10 hands. You see that? She has gone. Darshan, what happened? Okay. So she has 10 hands. Everything has a meaning. Why should we have only 2 hands? Why should she have 10 hands? She has 10 hands because hand is symbolic of your power, the grip, how much you can control. She controls 10 directions: north, south, east, west, northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest, up and down. So she's everywhere. She has control over everything. So to make it symbolic, they show her with 10 hands. And she'll have 10 weapons in that, 10 feet, because she can walk in every direction, up and down also she can go. And what comes first? The sword. Remember how the sword cuts? The sword that teaches you how to worship. How do you worship? You cut out all other distractions. When you're sitting, at least for that 5 minutes, you create a sankalpa, which is a samskara in you, that when I'm praying, I'm thinking only about you. I'm not thinking, now my child must come first in class, Devi, please do that. No, we are not that. We are saying, please have grace on me. Give me your anugraha. I'm not going to ask you what I want. You give me whatever you want, and I will accept it gracefully. Now that is surrender. Otherwise, we are going like we are making God a shopkeeper, no? I'll break 20 coconuts. I will please get my promotion higher. 100 coconuts, let my salary become more. Or somebody will give a huge diamond or something to the Devata. Many people do that, no? They make a crown of. Now, it's okay to make a crown. You make it and put it quietly, but you don't come in on newspaper or something. Say, he donated a crown. Where is he donating a crown? He is getting gold from the earth. Somebody is refining it, making it gold. The jeweler is making something, a crown. This man is working somewhere and he's selling something and getting that money. That money he is giving to that man, getting the crown. So, how many people are giving that crown? Not just this person. You have to see everything like that. Every time you watch, watch, watch. You have to understand, understand, understand. That is when you get Chitta Shuddhi. So, Khadgam, the sword of worship. When you sit for worship, I'm not thinking about what I want. I'm not thinking about what I don't want you to do, what I want to do. I'm only thinking about you. Bas, you say to the Devi. And how? That is the sword which has helped you in worshipping. It cuts all the distractions. They discuss chakram. Chakram signifies time. What is time? Day and night, day and night, day and night. Everything comes and goes. Our life is here, tomorrow it goes, another time it comes in another way, it comes, the tree is there, it grows so much, then it becomes old, it withers, it falls, but the seeds are put somewhere. Again, that tree comes up from another seed. So everything in life is a circle. So that is what she is showing with the chakram. It's what Vishnu also shows. The club Gada. Gada is a talking. That is when you take a Gada, Oditini, I'll hit you with that. You're proclaiming what you will do. So it is what you're saying. So what do you say to somebody? You have to think carefully what you say. Because it can come in many ways, You don't need a Gada for that. Our tongue can be so clever. It can make somebody very hurt, disgraced, or humiliated by saying something which looks very sweet outside, but inside that person knows what poison you're putting. So this is what they are saying. The bow of determination. The bow, the bow and arrow. Bow of determination means when you take the bow, you are determined it will go in that side only. You can't put it there and shoot that side. Yesterday there was a case they found out. I read all this because I try to understand it. A man shot his wife by mistake with a gun. You read the papers, you will know. It's all linked. You'll see it all the way. It is said somewhere, you link it. And then afterwards, he shot himself. So the police put it down as he shot his wife by mistake. And then he felt bad and he shot himself. Then when they said, but the father said, I wanted to go to the CID, yeah, the investigating team. And today they say, after they've investigated, they say he did not shoot her by mistake. He shot her on purpose. How did they find out? Because this sort of a gun, when you shoot, usually by mistake, it will go downwards, the bullet. When you shoot specifically, it will go that side. She had a injury to the back of her head when she's walking. So if he has shot her by mistake, the bullet would have gone down. How did it go up? One or two other things also they said. I was very fascinated by this. How you can find, if it's a small thing, we can find out how interesting it is to search for the divine. No? That is what I think. You don't think she's so far away. Who am I? How am I to search? She's inside you. If you love her enough, you will search. So that is what I was saying. The bow of determination. When you put the arrow, it will go the way the bow is held. It won't go somewhere else. Then she has an iron bar. There'll be a bar, like small iron bar, that is restraint. Hold on. No, don't say anything that comes into your mouth. Anything you want, somebody bumps into your car, you go out and have a road rage. Because no restraint. If you have restraint, many things can happen. Then the shula. Shula is spear. You know a spear, no? Straight, you might see it there. It has got only one point. Like Trishula is 3 points. Plain Shula is only 1 point, like Subramanya has. Shula means focusing. So when Shakti, the mother, gave the veil, the Shula to Subramanya, she is giving him her entire Shakti that is concentrated in that spear. That is why they call him Shakti veil. And that spear itself symbolizes Subramanya, because he is the Rupam of Shiva Shakti, the Ardhanarishwara. Because Shiva brings out the energy and she brings the children together. So Shiva Shakti Rupam, that is the power and the consciousness. So that is the veil, that is the spear, the sling, Pasham. What does the Pasham do? It brings, when you try to catch a cow or some cowboy movies, you might have seen, they'll throw it and they'll pull. So sling is to pull you towards attachment. So whatever you are attached to, that is her sling that is pulling you towards herself. You may be attached to being a good person, all good ideas. She'll pull you towards that, you get a sweet. You may be attached to, say, gold or to a land, and you don't mind killing somebody or invading some person so that you get it. That is your attachment. She will pull you, you will get that land, but it will be a misery for you because it was not what she planned for you. Okay? So that is a sling, Pasham. She brings you, she pulls you to herself with whatever attachment you have so that she can help you change. The head, she will have one head, she must be holding up on top there. Can you see? That is the ego, our identity. You see, she has got many heads as a garland. This is all our identities. For each person, many, many identities. One time I'm a wife, one time I'm a mother, one time I'm an enemy, one time I'm a friend. We have different roles in life. Teacher, student, all these are our identities. They are there for a purpose. But if you say, I'm only a teacher, I cannot be a student, you're lost out. I'm only a student, I cannot be a teacher. I'm always a mother, I will not be a child. You can be a child with your own child. When you're playing with your child, you are a child. You can't play like a mother looking down on the child, do this, do that. They won't learn. But you play with them, whatever they are playing, they become the same. So we must have the resilience to become many, many identities for different purposes, but not get attached to any one identity. That is what she shows in her. hand that any identity you're finished with, she'll cut it with a sword. Next identity, because these are all illusions that we carry. Nothing is same. You see, when last week or the week before that, a young man who was an high-tech person, died in Noida. He was driving on the road and there was no parapet, right? And it was night. He just fell into a pit of water. Okay. He climbed on top of the car and with his phone, he called out, please help me, help me, help me. And he called his father also. And these people, by the time the people, you know how it is when you have to help means you have to be there ready. You cannot say, wait, I will go inside. I've kept that something in the stove. I will put it off. I will come by then. That moment is over. Or you have to get government clearance. You have to speak to this one. It was night, so that man is not there. So we will get another repair. By the time they came, he was dead. The last words he spoke to his father was, Papa, I don't want to die. Hmm? Please save me. But he went. That was the way it was destined for him. But what I'm trying to say, we all think we are immortal. So we say, no, today I won't read Devi Mahatmiyam, tomorrow I'll read. Or today I won't go. I want to go to the shop and buy something, but I won't go today because there's something else happening. So I'll go tomorrow. Somebody important is coming to the house. I have to meet them. So I'll do that tomorrow. Who knows if tomorrow will come? No, that is the illusion. And that is a comfortable illusion we hold because we are always feeling it won't happen. I will know when something will happen. And the most important thing that is death. We don't know when it will come. But this is what Yudhishthira also says in the Mahabharata. He says, what is the most amazing thing you find in the world? Because everybody see people dying around them and they never think it will come to them. It is like that even for us, everybody. I'm not saying I'm different, all of us. I would think, next time when are you coming? I don't know. Maybe I'll come for another class, maybe next one, maybe next year. How do I know I'll be next one, next year? But the mind gives us that illusion because it's a comfortable illusion. And when somebody dies suddenly, then for a few minutes that illusion is broken. We realize, my God, if that happened to him, it can happen to me also, no? That means I thought I was in control. But my feeling that I'm in control of something is an illusion. We are not in control of anything. So that is what they are saying by the head of egoism. The head that she's holding is ego. Ego meaning not bad or good or anything, identity. You're identifying yourself with this body and you think this body is permanent, it will never go. So here it is that this is what she's holding. She's saying, cut out that illusion. It is in my hands, like that. The conch, shank, no? The shank of vibrations. What is the shank? The vibration is the initial vibration of Omkar, which creates the whole universe. And any other vibration in the universe, anywhere, is linked to that in some way. They are all inside it. That is why they say Omkar contains all other mantras, because all vibrations come from that one vibration. So she's reminding you of the sadhana. No, if you have listened to each of these, restraint, sword of worship, not to get distracted, focusing your mind, determination to do something, focused attention, giving up the ego, the identification, and falling in with the vibrations of the divine. All this is what you're seeing when you look at her. So when you say the Khadgam Chakra Gadeshu Chapa Parighan, then just reading it simply and going off doesn't make. While it is said, you must remember at least that vision. Forget about all the differences that you can read later. But at least see that vision. Neelash Madhyuti Dasya Pada Dashakam. She's got blue like a sapphire. Why blue? Because it's for two reasons. One, because blue is nearest to black. Black is darkness. She is actually, in many places, said to be the infinite Brahman itself. She is Parabrahman, and as Parashakti, Kali is the first one who comes for creation. And the last one that you go back to, in that you go to the void and you go to Bindu. So this is Mahakali. So that is the way she is. And here she is. Om Namaschandikaye. You start the first chapter, which is about Sri Mahakali. Every chapter you say Om Namaschandikaye. That is, I bow down to Chandika. What does Chandi mean? Chandi means somebody who tears. Tearing is called Chandi. She tears our illusions away. So she's called Chandi. So she's fierce, no? When some illusion goes, you don't want to let it go. Well, I'm in control of this in my house. Whatever I say only will happen. Nobody dare talk back to me. I brought up my son with so much affection and strictness. Today he is saying, Appa, I know what to do. Right? People get upset, no? Because you think you're in control at that age. You think you will always be in control. It's not reality, whether you want it or not. It's not a fact. So drop that illusion. Be a friend to your child. The Shastras, they say when the child is young, teach them. When he becomes a little older, be a friend. You know, like that you have to. These reasons are given so that we live life like that. No, that is how reels should come. Instead of all the rubbish that comes as reels, something nice also comes. Very many good things come as reels, very many good things come, I agree. But this also should come. And some people do this also. So, okay. So, we are coming to, usually they will read the Devi Suktam and the Ratri Suktam. Little later, I'll do the Ratri Suktam with you. But just to come back to what we were doing that the other day, yesterday, Markandeya is repeating this story. And Markandeya says, Om Aim Markandeya Vacha. Now what is Aim? Aim is Saraswati Bijam. But here we are talking of Mahakali, no? So the Aim is because you have the Aim, Hreem, Kleem. You know something you want to do. If you're an architect or you're a doctor or a dancer, something I want to do, that is jnana. Then you got a desire. I've understood this, now I must do it. Icha, cream. Then you do it. This is clean. Now, when you're going back to Devi, you don't start with jnana now because you don't know everything. You have to first bow to her from what you see her, what is happening, your action. And then you go backwards. But the aim will come first here because that is how the creation happened. If you remember, I told you about Para Shiva and Parashakti, Parameshwara, Ishvara, Sadashiva. Then the pure Vidyas, Tattvas, Sadashiva Tattva, Shiva Tattva, Shakti Tattva, Sadashiva Tattva, and finally Shuddha Vidya Tattva after Ishvara Tattva. So Shuddha Vidya Tattva is where the creator, I am this, Sadashiva, right? I told you, I am all this, he says, Aham idam. Remember? Yesterday I told you, I am all this, he says, before creation. I can be all this. That's not created. Then the next is, he says that aham idam becomes idam aham. All this I am. Before that was I am all this. That means I'm capable. This is my potential. Then you say all this I am. Idam aham. The next tattva. The third tattva is aham and idam become equalized. That is, the divine within you and the entire universe of creation, including the creation that you create with your thoughts, imagination, all this is part of aham and idam are equal. So they tell you that, so you start with aham. Aim here. Hreem is common because Hreem is the Icha Shakti. Now, Icha is called as desire. People see Mahalakshmi as somebody that you desire something, and then you say, somebody came and asked me the other day, a very close friend, please give me some Mahalakshmi mantra. I have to make lots of money now. She had a reason. But everybody does that, no? No, you don't. Good. So, not because you shouldn't have money, get the money, nothing wrong. You have earned it through your karma. Use it for dharmic purpose. That's all they are saying. For you also, for your children, for your family, for the Rashtra, for the world. Wherever you can help, go and help. This is what is meant by Mahalakshmi. But people will, because all the shops will have her like this and all the coins falling from her hands. No, so Mahalakshmi is. But her, if you remember, her mantra scream. Yesterday I told you, first thing that Markandeya says in the conversation is, Savarni Surya Tanayo, Yo Manu Katyato Ashtamaha, Nishamaya Tadutpatti, Vistarad Gadato Mama. That is, I will talk about Savarni, that which has many colors. I told you the Surya has many colors, it comes as only white. The Surya Tanaya. Who is Surya Tanaya? Agni, fire. Then that Manu is in charge of that Manvantara. The Manu, who is the fire of the Surya. Here, fire means umbilicus also, remember, Manipur Chakra, where the prana is to control the whole universe. That one, Ashtamaha. So I told you how in Sanskrit they have 8 this thing, and one is Yara Lava Sasha Saha. It's the 8th. So Ha comes here, Ram comes with the son of Agni, son of Surya being Agni. Ha, Ra, Im. E is Devi Shakti. It comes in this. And is called Ardhamatra. That is when you do Omkar, no? Then it has no word, you're not speaking. Half. It's half because after A, U comes. After U, Ma comes. After it stops between. It's only half a word. Because beyond that, the vibration goes on without sound. So when you raise your awareness, you will be able to hear that vibration after the Ardhamatra. That is why in every mantra they will have, which you're chanting, you will have Om, Hreem, Aim, Kleem. Everything, the Ardhamatra matters because you follow the sound right up to where it goes and do not get distracted. Keep that what do you call, sphere of concentration, focus, and you go on listening, you will see where it goes. So, this is why that first sentence gives you the code for the mantra Hreem. Aim has finished, Hreem has come. We are talking about Kleem, Shakti, who is active here. So, this Hreem, later on, they will say that I'll discuss with you when we do the Tantrokta Devi Suktam. Mahamayanu with the grace of the Supreme Goddess. She is the Supreme Consciousness. The Maya. What is Maya? Yesterday I told you, Ma means to measure. Something which is infinite, you cannot even calculate. She measures it into different people, different things. Mic is one. This is a, whatever it is. I can't get the name. Phone, book, me, him, you, your scarf, your spectacles. She is in different forms. In everything there is Parabrahman. That's what we say, no? Atman. There is no place where the divine is not. So he is there everywhere. When we say he, it's only a way of understanding, but consciousness is there everywhere. Nowhere where it's not. So here we are saying Maya, that is the power of Maya. She creates the illusion that she, by measuring out the infinite and bringing it into a small portion, that is you, me, like that. So she is called Maya, Mahamaya, because she creates the illusion. And also, it's called Lajja Bija, the cream. Lajja means what? Shy, no? When you're shy, when you feel shame, any language. Lajja means feeling shy. What does one person do when they are shy, when they are bold? They'll say, I am doing this. No? When you're shy, you shrink. No? You don't come out in public. That shrinking is, they are talking about the Lajja Bija, where she brings the whole thing into one small point. So it's called the Lajja Bija. So when somebody says Lajja Bija, Maya Bija, Hrim Karini, they are talking about this Devi in the form of space, because she creates space to make people different, not only people, anything in different spaces. So this is what they are talking about. And now we are coming to the story itself. We came to the king, Surata, remember? Yesterday we were talking about. And I'm saying this again so that you remember what was said yesterday as a revision, plus for people who have not had the benefit of listening because of we had some problems with our hearing system and all that. But apart from that, those who are now who are able to listen will hear what we have spoken about yesterday also, just in brief. And that is the way that Devi ordained. Somebody who could not listen, they are not meant to listen. That doesn't mean that they are bad. She has some other duty for them. You know, if you have a doctor, he has to be a doctor. You cannot say, see, he's so lucky to be a doctor, he's not able to be an architect. No, this is his job. That is that man's job. He can't say, oh, parents will say, why didn't you go for medicine? Why do you do architect? I knew one mother once. It was my own mother, actually. My children were young in school at one time. And I thought they should learn about how people work everywhere. You can't get everything and think I'm entitled to it. So we had one lady here in the ashram. She was a great Kali devotee. Now, she's the one who gave me this Kali. She's still there. She's in Denmark, Danish lady. Marie Louise was her name. So she ran a hotel. Her husband was running a restaurant at that time. It was called something, afterwards I'll remember. So I asked her, will you let the children work there as waiters? So they get the benefit of it, learning how to do. So she said, sure. So she went there, and the children were used to, from school, they'll go there to work. So they had to do all the little things, you know. They have to put the food together, grind something, take it, offer it to the people pleasantly. She would teach them how to give it to people. You don't feel pride because you are the waiter here. You have to say you are serving them. She was a very great Devi Upasaka herself. So they learned all that. What did they get in return? They didn't get salary or anything. They would get one ice cream at the end of it. It was made like that, because otherwise you think I'm having a job, big shot. No, my father has a job, I have a job, so what? So then, when they were going like this, they came home one day and my mother had come home, their grandmother. And she, what are you doing? Oh, we are waiters, she said. My mother was horrified. She said, you're sending them to be working in a hotel like waiters. Her idea was somebody wearing one dhoti and bringing, even that it doesn't matter. She was very upset about it. So what I'm saying is, each of us has certain biases, prejudices that affect the narrative that we are looking at. You can see something in a good way, you can see something in a frightening way, you can see something in an angry way, the same thing. And not only that, we can see the same thing at one time in a good way. Half an hour later, we may see it in a wrong way. Because the mind is so flexible, it's constantly moving. You don't know what it can see at what time. It is due to the samskaras that have been there, due to what we have grown up with. That is the Sukshma Sharira, which you saw yesterday in the picture. And then Karana Sharira, which has come from centuries, the conditioning of the mind due to various reasons. Somebody lives in a house because it gives protection. It used to be at one time a cave, then it became a hut. Then now people are having houses. Now people are having stories, giving for rent, all that. But the original idea was the same, to be protected in a cave that you don't get hurt. So these things will change shape, but the original things that wanting to be protected comes from that time, and this is going on in the genetic stream. That's why it's called the collective unconscious. It's a collection of everything. And that is why yesterday I told you also, Pitru Paksha, for the, when you do, it will come again here. When you do the puja or havan for the Pitru, the ancestors, you will say Swadha. When you do the homa for the devatas, you say Swaha. Why do you do homa for parents, grandparents, ancestors who have gone? Because they've gone, no? You say they will come in another body, they may go. That may happen. But the genetic stream will come through the consciousness to you. Whatever dreams your parents had, grandparents had, which the parents carried, which you are carrying for your children, they are all the same dreams that are coming continuously. Can change form, but the same dreams. Protection, not to die, to be immortal. All these things. Money is seen as cash now. Earlier on, people were exchanging. No, you give me this much rice, I'll give you so much vegetables. Same thing. Before that, people will say, I'll give you education. You don't give me anything. You just give me fruits and something to eat. Now it is dollars and rupees. So we have to look inside what is happening today and trace it to where it goes back. That is why we do Pitru Puja, because we say, thank you for giving me this body and this mind so that I can use this consciousness to go higher. Consciousness will always be there, but they have given you this body and this mind, and their consciousness continuing. That is why they say the father is the child. People will say, just like your father, you're just like your grandfather. Sometimes they'll say in anger also. You're just like your father, meaning when she's angry with her husband. But it doesn't matter. What you're saying is that the genes are coming down continuously. So we are saying thank you for these things that you have given. And if you are happy, this we are speaking to your genetic structure actually. If you are happy, remove the things that I have disliked about you. I don't want to think about it, negative things. Okay, because if I think negatively, it may be true. He may have been harsh to me, but I think negatively about him. What happens is that I will become negative in my attitude. Then whenever I want anything good, I'll always be negative. I'll think, oh, why will it come to me? After all, sometimes you ask servants, I'll say, when you give them something good, they will say, oh, she had the money, that's why she gave. No, nobody will feel that gratitude goes out. So that's why we are doing it. So we have to remember that with every perception, any time, a new desire comes. Supposing I see you sitting there, I might say, oh, how nice she has come. Then I might also think, oh, why did she come? That is also desire. You see something dirty, puddle which is dirty, immediately, if that wasn't pothole, if that wasn't there, I could have gone. That's also a desire. If the road, positive way of thinking is if that road was clean, it would have been nice. Positive. But you can think anything. It will come according to that moment, the mood your mind is in. So any desire, any perception, whatever we look out, immediately a perception will come in, a dream will come in. We are looking at, perceive, sense organs will immediately give you a desire. That's how the mind works. That desire will go on and on and on in the mind. Some things will go on. I'm sure you have times when suddenly one song will come to your mind. And whatever you do, it will come again and again and again. Have you experienced that? It's like that. So it'll go on. You're not in control. You'll think, wow, I wish this would go away, but it'll come again. You're not in control. So this thing will go on. It's not in control. Then it becomes an obsession in your life. You cannot do without it. And that is how a desire becomes an attachment. And so long as you're attached, you will suffer because nothing is under our control anyway. So the wise people will say, whatever comes to you, enjoy it. You have earned it, good and bad. You can't say, I want only the good. But let your attachment, if you have any attachment, let it be to the source of what all this is. Who gives you this dream? Who gives you this desire? Who gives you this thought? Who gives you this action? At the moment, it's all the Supreme Shakti. So be attached to her because she is the source. Always go to the source. Where is it coming from? You can think like that. I do that always. Whenever I read something, I'll think, where did I get this thought from? That it was not because of this. Because you say, Neti, it's not this, not this, not this. Your breath, for example, where is it coming? Don't watch your inhalation, expiration. Where is it coming from? Where is it going inside? Where does it go actually? Your medicine will tell you it goes to the lungs and there this happens, that happens, something. Then the essence of it, the tattva, the rasa of it stays there, no? If it is going in, coming out, where is the prana? You won't be alive between one breath and one inhalation and one exhalation. There is that essence, a rasa of something, raso vai saha. They say he is the rasa. That is why you have Krishna and Rasalila. And the Gopikas have understood the essence of Krishna. They are not like girls running around some boyfriend that they enjoy looking at. They understood that within this being there is a supreme consciousness, and that is what they were attracted to. So raso vai saha, they say he is the rasa of things. So how do we get tied up with this? You know, we are possessed by something, no, an obsession. How does it happen? And that is why she says, it is me, Mahamaya. I have made you do it. I made even the jnanis fall. Brahma says, Jnaninam api chetamsi Devi Bhagavati Hisa. Even the great saints, yesterday we talked about Vishwamitra. So many people, when people of that stature can fall with all the austerity and the effort they have put in, what about you and me? Because if she wishes, she can do it. She can do it even to the highest because they are all her creation. So that is what is said in this, and the showing of which, because the story goes on. Markandeya is saying the story, and he says, here is the Surata, who is the king. Yesterday I was telling you, Ratha means the wherever you can move is the Ratha. So the larger area you can move, you are the king of that area, power. So if you want to go to Greenland and you have power over it, you become king of Greenland. You want to only be power of JP Nagar, then you will know everybody there, you can handle life like that. So you have to see. So Surata means a good king, a person who had a good chariot. That means a good sphere of movement, a good sphere of power that came not from his controlling and being harsh and making people afraid. Controlling by fear is different from controlling by gratitude. You give something to somebody, they're always grateful. You have seen, we are grateful to them when they do something. I'm grateful to all of you for sitting here because it's bringing out all this from me. So when you get something, you can keep people's companionship, friendship with love and sharing. You can't keep it by force. So Surata means a king who always shared, who gave to everybody. Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus was like that. He had much, he was rich, he gave everybody. So these names will remain in history much more than somebody today and tomorrow who is powerful and gets something and then goes off. We don't remember. Okay. So the people, yesterday I was telling him, because he was so good, he protected his subjects like a father taking care of the children, and everybody loved him. But suddenly he was invaded by another group. What is this invasion? It's an invasion of our own thoughts. When you're being good and nice, no? Sometimes one thing will come into your mind. You're giving that person so much, no? But what are they doing for you? They don't even care for you. Why do you have to give it to them? Give it to somebody else. Okay, these are invasions. These are the asura that come into the mind. Now, if it comes, you can be like a king. This was Surata. You can also think, why is this happening? I don't want to be here, and go away. He's escaping the place. When we look at something and we don't like it, we try to escape it. And today, nearly everybody is escaping looking at the truth by in various ways. Whatever you see is an escape. You don't think that you don't want to be somebody's mother, you want to be somebody. Mother wants her child to be somebody. You don't be like everybody, you must be someone special. Why do you have reels that are done? Why do you have influencers? Because everybody wants to be somebody. Why do you want to be somebody? Go to the root. Because you think there is nobody inside. I'm not good enough. No? So when you have an inferiority complex, you want to be somebody big. You look at all the leaders in the world today, you'll find out how people who have an inferiority place, I'm not good enough. They know. That's the truth. They are not good enough according to the standards of what they are conditioned for. They are good themselves. But unless I have this and this and this, I'm not good enough. So I have to be good by showing that I have this and this and this. So it's a validation, living for validation. So but he doesn't like it. He's very uncomfortable with that illusion that he is not in control. He goes off to the forest. He says, I'm going away hunting, and then he goes to the forest, and then he goes into the ashram of a rishi called Sumedas. Meda is the buddhi, the brain aspect. When you were children, somebody used to tell me from Gopi Chettipalayam, they used to say, my mother used to say, go and pray for buddhi. She never said, go pray for manas. Don't pray to God and say, give me some buddhi. You don't say, pray for manas, because manas is logical thinking. This must be done, that must happen, control. Buddhi will discriminate. What happens here? What happens there? Is this the right thing? It's because of buddhi, you follow dharma. Otherwise, everybody can behave as they wish, no? So, dharma, sometimes you go on the path of dharma and you suffer by normal standards. You would think Yudhishthira suffered all the time by your standards. But for him, he was at peace because he said, I'm walking according to dharma. Some things I will get, some things I won't get. That's the way life is. But I won't leave the path of truth. Sri Rama. Okay, so he goes to Sumedas, who will be subsequently, Markandeya is talking about Sumeda, who is the Rishi throughout, who is helping these people handle themselves not by rituals. Ritual comes at the end, but he's telling them, see yourself, work with your mind. So he's saying, look at your mind, what all it is doing. And this is the movement from the Mooladhara, Swadhisthana and above. In the first chapter, it's always Mooladhara and Swadhisthana. Mooladhara is the elephant animal. Elephant has tremendous memory. They always say elephant has a great memory. What is the memory they are talking about? It is about you're remembering your source. Where did I come from? At least somebody telling you, say, I must have come from her. I didn't come only out of my parents. Where did the parents come from? Their parents. But somewhere I must have had a source, no? So this source is where I came from. That memory is there inside everybody. In the genes, it is there. That is why when a person dies, the body dies, the consciousness will know where to go to the next place. Why? Because it knows the source from which it came. So that memory, smriti rupena samstita, they'll say, you are in the form of memory. Then elephant communicates with the earth. Mooladhara, the earth is very material oriented. The earth, it stamps and makes vibrations. And those vibrations are picked up by other elephants through the bones, their bones. So they know that elephant is coming there. They will know so many minutes away, so many kilometers away, there is another group of elephants that's coming because they are stamping, these are stamping, they will know these are in front. So this that's why they give the symbol of the elephant for Muladhara Chakra. Tremendous memory of the consciousness at that time of where it is coming from. The power of the elephant to carry the load of the 7 chakras. That is, you're carrying the entire consciousness here, but it's not yet awakened. So this is the Mooladhara. Then you go to the Swadhisthana, you have the alligator, waters, emotions, thoughts, feelings. These are all emotions and they are like water. It can come anytime flowing into you, anytime an emotion can break out. It can be a flood or it can be a slow, gentle thing. You don't know what thought will come in, and you might say, no, I was just so comfortable just 5 minutes ago. Suddenly I'm feeling so upset. This is water. And alligator is like the deep water and earth element. Because it goes on water, it can also be on ground. So it's talking about the deep waters of consciousness, the old primal feelings and desires that have come in the Karana Sharira. Okay. So you are thinking, I'm such a nice person. Suddenly you will see that you're not quite a nice person. Like Kaikeyi. Some old samskara came and some old vasana pulled her up. Okay. So then they come to him. He comes and then he meets Samadhi. Samadhi is a Vaishya who has been thrown out of the family. For now we see it very commonly. It has been told in the Bhavishya Purana that fathers will kill sons, sons will kill fathers for the sake of property. So Vaishya is a person who knows the value of wealth. Samadhi is a Vaishya who knows the value of the spiritual wealth. So he doesn't mind, he has left everything, he doesn't bother. King bothers, he is Kshatriya. What is happening to my elephant? Are they looking after it? What is happening to the ministers? Are they using the money properly from treasury? Because it belonged to me and I controlled it well, no? Is somebody doing it properly? But Vaishya, what does he do? He doesn't think like that. He says, they've all kicked me out. I know that. It doesn't matter. But always I'm sitting here and thinking, what is happening to my children there? Are they happy? Is my wife eating properly? I worry about them. Different reasons. So both are due to attachment, right? Now, how to show them? If you like, if I'm telling you, no, this is due to attachment, give up your attachment. Say, how can I leave my father? How can I leave my mother? How can I leave my children? Nobody is saying don't hold on. Nobody is saying don't be with them. Just don't imagine that they are the be all and end all of your life. That without this, I can never survive. Right? There is something else everywhere in the Prakriti that makes you survive. And they say, Prano vai Brahma. That is, the Brahman is the prana also. The prana carries the prana. The breath carries the prana. That's why Vayu Bhagavan is given so much importance. Because Vayu is prana. Vayu's son is Anjaneya. Anjaneya is Sri Rama's great devotee. Your prana must come in with love to you. When you get angry, what happens? Your prana comes in like that, goes out. You see how you breathe when somebody is angry? When you're calm, the prana comes gently, softly, and you go. It is you who create the rhythm of the prana. Okay. So now they both come there. And then, Brinda, do you think somebody can come and give tea to everybody now? Yeah, right now. No, let it take 5 minutes. You just say it and come away. Because it is a point that you talk too much and you're listening too much, no? You do tend to feel sleepy, tired. It's true. It's a fact. You can't help it. Even Vishnu, when the world was created after Pralaya, he went into Yoga Nidra. He knew what was happening. He was asleep. She made him sleep. That's the way she does it. Because mind needs some rest, no, to understand everything that you're listening. Then only the next time you can regenerate. So that's why I said, let's have some. If you like to, For just 5 minutes, you can walk around and come back. If you like, just go quickly one round and come. But exactly 5 minutes, huh? By the clock.
Sing a song.
I
want to sing a song.
You want to sing a song afterwards? Because we don't have time enough for the class. Last day, no?
In the meantime, when people are walking.
Here, now.
Right. When people are walking. Because so much about Kali is said. One song which comes in the Vachana Vedam.
You want to sing it here now, or you want to go out and sing? Here.
Here.
Oh, go ahead. Make it only 5 minutes, huh? Not more. Yeah.
Actually, I heard from your speech sometime long that the fierce Kali only Ramakrishna could worship. I had heard from him.
Yeah.
Because he was so sattvic, he could handle that.
Correct.
So that song which comes in the original gospel,
okay.
Later into Kannada they read it. It's a beautiful song.
Sing, sing, sing. You don't have 1 minute over.
Saguti hodu chittam Kali padani kamala madhupanada sige Saguti hodu chittam Kali padani kamala madhupanadasi sakala vishaya kusumarasau yeshtadaru tuchchavendu tiri manasige Saguti udchita brunga Kali padani lakamala madhupanadasige Sakala vishaya kusumarasau yeshtadaru tuchchavendu tiri bindu manasige It continues.
Very nice.
The bee.
Beat.
The bee sat at the feet of the blue lotus of Devi's feet, wanting to suck some nectar. Today it understood keep Sakala Vishaya Kusuma Rasal Yashtadara Tuchave. Understood keep is all.
Do you know what is another meaning of that? The bees sitting at the lotus feet. How do the bees hum? That's why they show bees. They always say the bees hum the mantra. It's a lovely song. Thank you. Because I'm seeing how I can finish it. Durga Saptashloki. And when the tea comes, when it's distributed, you can drink it while you're listening to me. Okay. Huh? Yeah. That is the rule. But we are not inside the temple. We are inside Kali. I am making it because I made that rule when I was in the ashram, because it should not be misused. But here I'm breaking it Because I know people need something to sit up and there isn't enough time. Avanala. Or if you want, we can even go out, but then you won't have the sound and things. No, I don't mind sitting in the garden and talking. But then we don't have the sound system for everybody else. You can ask them to come in now. Saptashloki Durga. See, we have to remember all rules are so that it is not misused. But we have to have that. I know one person called Sri Vigneshwar, but he teaches the Bhagavad Gita online. It's very good. And he was saying about how one time he was a very orthodox Brahmin. He still is a Brahmin only. Very orthodox with rituals and all. I must do it like this only, like this only, like this only. And he was in the middle of his chanting this Chandi Patha. And a lady, he was staying in a rented house. There was a lady upstairs. He heard a noise, thud. So he thought, oh my God, that lady must have fallen. So should I stop this? Can I stop it? Because you're not supposed to stop in the middle of Chandi Path, anything, no? And go and see if she is and give her a hand and help her. Or should I leave this and lose whatever I've done? And somewhere it came to him, this was the Devi's grace. Go and help that woman. So he ran upstairs. He called his wife immediately and he said, please go immediately. I'll follow. So he did his whatever little bit he needed to do and he went. And he went and picked her up. She had fallen, old lady. There was blood on the ground. That blood came on his dhoti and everything. There was no time to wait. He took her in the vehicle, ambulance or car or whatever, to the hospital, and then she was treated and all that. And he said to himself, this was one time I realized that rules are not to be misused. But if I was obsessed with the rule, I would not have done something kind for that woman. So sometimes we have to be very aware of what is the dharma there. So he says, if I lose whatever I'm doing, it's okay. That's the way she wished it. So you don't do this because you want to get some benefit out of it in some necessity. That is a test she will put on you. Are you willing to give up? Because why are we hanging on to our ritual and all? Because people say if you do all this, you will get the benefit. No? So we are doing for benefit. We are not doing just for itself. So she will remove the benefit from you to see whether you are still having faith. So, chalo. So let us continue. When the tea comes, you please go ahead and start drinking. Huh? And don't think that any time you can come in and drink tea in this room. And don't think that you can always, because it's Chandi part is something. And we are on the online for people. We don't want them to miss out. Okay, so now they then go to, they are talking to Sumedha. And he's telling, they are saying, we are both, we have jnana, we know what to do, but we are not able to do what we want to do. You're not able to get rid of that attachment. We know that no point feeling attachment to family because they have left us, they've thrown me out. But still, I'm thinking of them, how to handle it. So, Sumedha says, you look around you, everywhere you will see, even the plants, birds, animals, they're all living with the same attachment. Yesterday, I told you the animals, the birds will drink the birds will eat their food, but when the child is born, the bird is born, it will feed the baby birds and it won't think for itself. It will die giving up that. Don't get disturbed by the tea. Huh? Just have it in your thing and drink it when you feel like softly. So, this he says, And then he says, everybody, you must have a tulya drishti. Tulya means equal viewing of everything. Don't think you are separate, somebody else is separate. Everybody is going through the same difficulty. When a bird's, you must have seen a dog's pup dies or something, the dog will run around and cry. Everybody has the attachment. You cannot help it. So this is the way it is. And so they said, why then? Why does it happen? He says, because of Mahamaya. Who is Mahamaya? Then he says, I'll tell you a story. And then he says, Mahamaya, he describes her and he tells the story of how creation started. First, Brahma was born. Brahma is the creative force, right? Creative force of Shiva. Shiva is not a person. Shiva means the auspicious. Wherever you find auspiciousness, you'll say Shiva. That is why somebody will say Shiva, Shiva. Wherever they go, bring auspiciousness, not a person. So, out of Shiva, everything is created through him in the form of Brahma. Everything is sustained by him in the form of Vishnu. Everything dissolves into him, back into Shiva. So we say Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. So we understand it for our minds. But it's one energy only, always. And what acts, the energy that is acting is Shakti. Shakti as a Shakti of Brahma, Shakti as a Shakti of Vishnu, Shakti as a Shakti of Shiva for our understanding. But there's only one Shakti, and that Shakti belongs to the Shivatvam, the supreme consciousness as a supreme energy. So she says, I'll tell you a story, because how am I to explain except through a story? And she says that when the creation happened, first that came was the gunas. Without gunas, you don't have a diverse thing. No, everything is the same. So sattva came first, sattva, then tamas, then rajas. So what came? Sattva was Vishnu, Brahma, because he came out of the Nabi. Remember I told you importance of umbilicus and the Manipura chakra. Out of that, Brahma came. Then the next tamas and rajas have to come. So they came as two Rakshasas. Now what are the Rakshasas? Rakshasas are people who have thoughts which are not in alignment with the Bhagavan's way of doing things. So, and Devatas are those energies that are in tune with the divine. That's why they are called Devatas, and these are called Asuras. Okay. So, these two Rakshasas, they are Asuras. They came and Tamas and Rajas. Yesterday I told you, Tamas is something which is very lazy. Doesn't want to do anything, sitting there quietly. This is Madhu, like sweet. I told you it's lovely to sit around. Why to get up and go there? This is tamas. Food also, why bother to cook them nice with whatever is there? I'll eat it, that's enough. That is the tamasic mind. And then rajas is very active. Yesterday I told you, kitabha, bhava, kaitabaha. So kitabha, kaitaba is the rajas, active. Rajas is always busy, always, like the bee. Bee will go to the honey, no? So these two come out, and then and where do they come out? From the wax of the ears of Vishnu. Now, because he has come from the navel, no? The Shakti place. What does the ear wax mean? When you have wax in your ear, can you hear properly? So the doctor will go and they'll remove the wax. And then you hear better. So something wrong with your hearing. So you will see, Jesus will say, he who has ears to hear, they can hear what he is talking. Doesn't mean others are deaf. When he is talking about hearing with the ears, and that is why when you do you say, I'm such and such a gotra, you keep your hand. When the mantra is said, it is said in your right ear. All this is because the ear is very important. Then hearing here is not passively. I'm listening, yeah, I heard what she said. What did she say? Something. She said about Madhu and Kaitaban. I don't remember now. Doesn't matter. 20 years later, you will remember saying, oh, that's what she said. Happens to all of us. So this is ordinary passive hearing. Hearing with understanding is what Jesus is talking about. So when they say tamas and rajas, this Brahma comes out of the umbilical, the Manipura chakra. These are coming out of the ears that are clogged with wax. Means they're just passively coming. They are reflections of Mahavishnu, but they don't have the understanding. So immediately their qualities come up. Madhu, and if you have one Rajas element in the house and you have one Madhu, hey, get up, let's go for a walk, let's go to gym. You won't quietly go to the gym by yourself. You'll think, I must be nice to him. He also must come. And that fellow might be yelling at you, saying, why do you want to bother me? I say, you want to walk, you go and walk. So this happens. Madhu and Kaitaba, they will join together and they will provoke. They'll want to see where they can create some problem. So they were looking around where to, then nothing else has come, no? So where to create the problem? They are looking, only Brahma is there, Sattva Guna. So that they say, let us go and bother him a little bit. But he is not very bothered to start with because he has prayed to Mahavishnu. And the Shakti of Mahavishnu is, Vishnu is Narayana. Ra means that which is eternal. Ra means which is perishable, no? Which you can burn. Ra. Everything is perishable. Ra means that which is not perishable. They're talking of the supreme consciousness. So when they say Narayana is lying on the ocean, milk ocean, they are meaning that he is in eternity. He is the rasa of eternity. There is no way that he is not. He is the consciousness which is Nara, which can never perish. Narayana. That is the adjective of it. And she is called Narayani. Because of that, she's a Shakti of Narayana. So when they come to bother Brahma, they think let's at least go and eat him up because he's no use fighting with. So they move towards him. Suddenly, when he sees them coming, suddenly panic. Remember, I told you collective consciousness. We all think we are immortal, but suddenly we have no control, scared. People will say, I'm not afraid of dying at all. I can go anywhere. I'm not afraid of death. Everybody will say. Put them on a road walking, suddenly a truck swerves aside. What will they? They won't walk like that, suddenly jump. It's an inbuilt mechanism, fear of death. That is why they say, Abhinivesha. Abhinivesha. This fear of death is a last vasana to leave when you're evolving. Till then, that alone will be there. So they say, Jnaninam api. Even the great rishis, when it comes to that point, that fear of death will be there, of not existing, fear of losing existence. So here, it was like Brahma and these two, Madhu and Kaitaba. So now he thinks, I have to pray to Vishnu because he is the sustaining power of, protective power of this supreme consciousness. So when he looks, Vishnu is sleeping, Yoga Nidra. Why in Chaturmas also Vishnu is supposed to sleep? That is why they say in Chaturmas the God is sleeping. No, Devotana, and time when he sleeps and when he wakes up. What they mean is that at that time the sustaining forces are a bit less. So at that time when Vishnu sleeps, Hanuman will come up to taking care of. If you go to any Narasimha temple, you will see Hanuman being the in charge, Rudra. Because that is Shiva in this form taking care.
I was told Lord Shiva takes care of our orphans.
That's what it is, Rudra. As Rudra, Shiva comes as Rudra. Because Shiva is a supreme consciousness. He has to take a form, no? So he comes as Hanuman. That's how it is. So because that is protective thing is not there, monsoon time, and then winter is coming, plants will wither, they will be poor. So when the plants start coming, we start celebrating Sankranti and all this. So what happens is, at that time, when the Vishnu is in Yoga Nidra, that is, he's in Nidra, sleeping. But when you sleep, you don't know what's happening. No, when your dreams come, you don't know what's happening. Here it is sleeping while being aware. That's why Yogana Nidra is taught not to relax, to get in touch with your deep sleep so you can understand what is happening with your awareness. It's a greater state of evolution. You have a book called Tripura Rahasya. The secret behind the Tripura is the three states: Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Waking, dreaming, deep sleep. Under all that, it is the Shakti, that is the consciousness over which all this is working. Okay. So then he is thinking now what to do. Brahma is scared. Whom to call now? Because Vishnu is the only one who can protect at that point. So he thinks, and who put Vishnu to sleep? Shakti, no? Vishnu Shakti. And so whoever puts him to sleep has to wake him up. So then he does a chant to Bhagavati. That comes as a Ratri Suktam. The whole of Devi Mahatmiyam is between Ratri Suktam and Devi Suktam. What is Ratri Suktam? We'll do now, quickly, because that is the main thing, then I'll tell you. Anyway, he does the Ratri Suktam. There are many Ratri Suktams. The Rigveda Ratri Suktam, Yajurveda Ratri Suktam, Samaveda Ratri Suktam. This is Tantrokta Ratri Suktam. That is also powerful. But if you want to do those things, there are many regulations and rituals that go with it. Everybody cannot do. But Tantrokta Ratri Suktam, everybody can do. So in Tantrokta Ratri Suktam, first he is praising her, which is also a description to these people. Says Tvam Swaha, Tvam Swada, Tvam Hi Vashatkara Swaratmika. Brahma says, Brahma Vacha. You are Swaha. You are the energy. When you put something oblation, some energy has to take it to who you are giving, no courier. You are sending something by post. Courier has to give it to that person, a postman. When you put something in the Havan and you're saying, take it to Indra, take it to this thing, whichever Devata you are giving it to, some energy has to be there. That energy is called Swaha. So there's a Swaha. So in understanding language for our sake, there's a Swaha is the wife of Agni. We are putting it into the fire and saying, take it. Swada is the word you use when you're doing Pitra Yajnas. For Devatas, you say Swaha. For Pitrikal, you say Swada. Vashatkara Swaratmika. What is Vashat? You're giving it, no? You're sending. Sometimes you will tell your friend, here, I'm sending it by portal. When you receive it, let me know you've got it. So you'll message your friend, oh, I've received it. When the priests do the Havan, they'll say Swaha. And when they know it's received there, they will say Vashat. That means it has been received. Okay, so you are also the Vashatkara, the energy behind what receives. He's saying the Homas. Vashatkara, you are Swaha, you are the energy of Swada, you are the energy of Vashatkara, you are Swaratmika. Any mantras that are chanted or anything now we are talking, it is Swara underneath, vibration with sound, right? The soul of that is she. Now when I'm talking and you're listening, or you're talking and I'm listening, she is the Swara behind the soul of what comes out. Now, I may be a useless person, I might break this, but who is the soul inside me? The soul is telling me do or don't, you know. The Atma of that nasty deed is my soul, Atma. So she is the Atma of the Swara, any word that you say. So also remember, when you say a harsh word to somebody, she is also the one inside. She makes you say it because you are going in that alignment. You're going negatively, so she makes you say something harsh so that you will get hit by somebody and then you will say, oh, I made a mistake. So next time I won't do that. So she does it, bringing you back. Swaratmika. Sudha tvam akshare dev nitye tridha matratmika sthita. Sudha is the essence of the consciousness. It's called Amrita also. Tvam akshare nitye. Any akshara, any syllable, she is the soul of that, because vibration is she. We have discussed it earlier. Trida matratmika sthita. Eternally, you are the eternal and you are the Atma of the three syllables. What is she referring to? We say, no, she is the soul of all three. Please drink your tea if you haven't. Okay. Aim, Hreem, Kleem. This again, Trida Matra. She is the soul of, you are all this, he is saying. Ardha Matra Sthita Nitya, Yanucharya Viseshataha. Ardha Matra, I told you, you're saying, oh, halfly you, even that, you are the soul of that, always. And that is eternal, that sound, even you say, you stop at some point, but that vibration goes on and on and on. So, Tvameva Sandhya Savitri, Tvam Devi Janani Para, Tvayaitat Dharyate Vishwam, Tvayaitat Srijyate Jagat. No, Tvameva Sandhya Savitri. Sandhya is the pause between day and night. So evening Sandhya is there and morning Sandhya is there, dawn and before night finishes. At the dawn and these are two Sandhya timings. And they are supposed to be very auspicious. That is why they say do the Gayatri Sandhya Vandanam, they say, no? At those times, Madhyana also there's a time. Now, in between your inhalation and exhalation is a gap. That is also called a Sandhi. So if you read in the Shastras, they'll tell you, watch your breath. It comes in one of the tantras where Shiva is teaching Devi about many number of meditations. Meditate on your breath. Doesn't mean you look at your chest going up and down. You're seeing where it goes, where it stops. So then you stop, then only you come to gap. No, that gap is supposed to be a very important place where the conditioning mind stops. Unconditioned chitta, pure chitta is there. You are that, he's saying. Tvameva Sandhya Savitri. Savitri means, Savitra is the creative force. You call Savitra the name for the Surya also. When the Surya comes, no, he brings in creativity, everything starts blossoming. That is Savitra. So there is she calls her Savitri. Tvam Devi Janani Para. You are the goddess. You are beyond all the things that are created, born. You are the Janani. You have given birth to everything. There are two words in Sanskrit, Janani and Mata. When you say, you don't say, when you do Lalita Sahasranama, what is your first one? Sri Matre Namaha. You don't say Janani Namaha. You don't say. Because Janani is the biological mother. She creates through her womb. But Mata is, anybody can be a mother. A man can mother a child, sometimes more than a woman, the mother can do it. So anybody with that maternal feeling, that is selfless love, that is a Mata. So he's saying Janani Para. You are the Para Janani because you create the entire universes beyond. Vishwam. Dharyate Vishwam Tvayait. Okay, Tvameva Sandhya Savitri. Okay. Tvayaitat Dharyate Vishwam Tvayaitat Srijyate Jagat. The whole universe is sustained by you. You're holding it, Dharani. Because if she goes, the thing will fall, it'll collapse. That is why Dhr Dharma also comes from the same thing. Holding together is Dharma. From the root Dhr. So she is the one who holds everything. She is the rhythm. No, I told you for all cosmos to go in the dharmic way, so the world won't collapse. That is rhythm. Human kind, we say dharma. The same thing. Individuals. Tvayaitat dharyate vishwam, tvayaitat srijyate jagat. It is created by you. You do the srishti. So you are the one that is creating the whole thing. You're holding it. It dissolves also inside you. Okay. Tvayaitat palyate devi tvamatshyante cha sarvada vishtau srishti rupatvam sthiti rupa cha palane. Whatever you create, you protect. If something wrong you do, that also she protects. Doesn't make you do it again and again. She protects you even though this thought comes because she created it. And you destroy it in the end. She protects you when you're doing something wrong so that you will learn from it. And finally, she will remove that illusion also. Then you will be awakened. Then you'll say, Cha, why was I going that way? It was so impermanent. Why did I run after that? Like that. As the creator, you are the form of creation and you are the form of the circumstance also of what happens because she is timing, no? Mahakali. Why she says, Mahakali says, at this time you come here to this class. At this time the mind comes to me, tell them go for a walk and come. At this time she brings the tea and keeps it here. At this time I told you drink it. At this time I haven't drunk it. It's all her doing. She's a circumstance, she's a timing. She makes us do. And if we follow her instruction, we go on the right way, become positive. You will get more positivity. Okay. Tata samhara rupante jagata asya jaganmaye Mahavidya Mahamaya Mahamedha Mahasmritihi. You are the conclusion. When everything dissolves, it goes back into her only. And you are the measurement of being. Remember, I told you what is Mahamaya. She measures out the infinity. So you are that measurement who creates this into forms. Mahamaya, Mahavidya. Now, jnana is knowledge. I have jnana, you have jnana, this thing has jnana to stay where it is. Vidya is wisdom. When you use the knowledge and you live your life, it becomes wisdom. So she is Vidya. Sri Vidya means the Vidya of Sri, that wisdom of the Devi you get. So it's not just drawing a yantra saying Ka hai ila cream and then I'm doing Sri Vidya. It makes no difference. You can as well draw an architectural map and say I'm doing. But if you're so much into that architectural map as an architect, you're thinking of all the what is happening. If I draw this, so and so is going to suffer. This man will get better. You're thinking so much deeply of the whole people who are going to get out of it, or the animals cannot walk in this area. Now what to do? You're thinking of the universe, no? Then that becomes Sri Vidya for you. So the Mahavidya, they are saying, that great wisdom, the tremendous thing out of which she is acting. You are the Almighty, Mahamaya, Mahamedha, Mahasmritihi. Mahamedha, the great wisdom, Buddhi, Mahasmriti, the great, you know, for each person, this little thing here, she knows where it has come from, where it is supposed to be. Not just us, everything, every single leaf, she knows what it is doing, where it has come, what it should do. Now imagine how it is. In one classroom, it's so difficult to handle children, no? Sometimes she is like a school mother handling the entire creation, but all at the same time. It's not that after I handle this rose plant, I will go to the lotus. No. After I handle human beings, I will go to the cows. No, all at the same time. The Mahasmriti, they say, that it is in that sense, they say, Smriti Rupena Samstite Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye. Mahamoha cha bhavati, Mahadevi, Mahasura. You are the great ignorance. You give us that attachment, no moha, illusion. That too you are the moha also. And Bhavati, Mahadevi, Mahasuri, you're the great goddess. Devas, among that, you're the great. When you say great, it's mighty. Not thinking, I'm here. Chief Minister is great, greater than him is Prime Minister, greater than him is President. Not like that. Great, beyond great, that's his Maha. Greatest in the world, universe. So, you are the Maha Bhavati, Mahadevi, Mahasuri. Now, why would they say she is the Devata and she is a great Asuri? Because later you will see in the Chandi part, it will also say that you are this and you are that. You are the Dukkha and you are the Sukha also. You are the anger, you are the patience. She is everything. So nothing is short in her. She is the greatest person who can be fierce. That's why she can kill the Asuras. She is greater than them. Kala Ratri, Maharatri, Moharatrischa Daruna, Tvam Stri, Tvam Ishwari, Tvam Hris, Tvam Buddhir Bodhalakshana. So Kalaratri, Maharatri means the time. The time goes in day and night, no? You're the one organizing it when you organize it. Kalaratri, Maharatri, when complete pralaya comes. Moharat, Kalaratri, Maharatri, Moharatrischa Daruna, the darkness, all this is. Moharatri means a darkness of illusion, what ignorance. We don't know, and that we don't know, it is like darkness. We don't know, no? Darkness. You are Tvam Shri. You are the Shri means a prosperity. Remember, I told you about Ashwar Purnam Pratamadhyam, how it is brought into the Rig Veda. This is Shri. Tum Hri. Hri in the beginning, he says. Hri is Tvam Buddhir Bodha Lakshana. You are the you are the intellect and you are humility, that is Lajja Bija, Hri, and you are the goal of everything. Lajja Pushtis Tata Tushtis Tvam Shanti Kshanti Revacha. Khadgini Shulini Gora Gadini Chakrini Tata. He is giving different meanings to her. You know, she has Lajja, she is shrinking shy. Hrimkara mantra. Pushti, she is makes things more and more. So when you say Pushti, remember it is not only getting increasing wealth and prosperity, it can be increasing poverty. That also can be Pushti. It depends on what you are choosing. Tata Tushtis Tvam Shanti Kshanti Revaga. Shanti is peace. That's why it's called Shanta Durga. She is the energy that comes before the gunas start coming, before creation. So she is at peace. Kshanti, there are two words, Shanti and Kshanti. Kshanti means a patient forgiveness. Somebody else at you, immediately you don't hit him. You keep quiet, you wait, you wait. After some time, he'll feel, why did I do that? That is Kshanti. Tushti, there are two words in Sanskrit, Tripti and Tushti. When you have this tea, you say, Triptoham. I have Tripti. I'm satisfied. After 1 hour or after evening or so, you say, can I have another cup of tea? Tushti is once you have it fully, you never want any more. Complete fulfillment. That is what she is. They don't say Tripti, she is Tushti. Tushti Revacha. Khadgini Gaurini, Shankini Chapini, Bhana, Bhushundi, Parigha, Yuta. I told you about the weapons, no? Same thing they are saying here. Saumya, Tara, Sesha, Saumyebhyas, Tvati Sundari. You are beautiful, Saumya. More beautiful. Ati Saumya, still more beautiful. You're most beautiful, incomparable. Para Paranam Paramatwameva Parameshwari. Even beyond that, you are Para. You say Parabrahman, why you say it's beyond the ordinary, what you understand. You're beyond even Para. Para Paranam Parama. You are the eternal one. Tvameva Parameshwari. You only are Parameshwari. Remember, we said Parameshwara of the Sat and Chit, Parameshwari. You are that supreme consciousness. Tasya sarvasya ya shakti satvam kim suyate tada yaya tvaya jagat srishta jagat patyati yo jagat. Tasya sarvasya ya shakti. The Shakti which is in everything, in the whole universe, whichever Shakti that is, the energy, the power, that is all in you. Then what stuti can I say about you? It's beyond what I can explain. Then Yaya Tvaya Jagat Srishta Jagat Patayati Yo Jagat. He who is creating the universe and preserving it and all that, if he is the one who is doing all this, but you are the Shakti that is making him do all this, no? So how can I ever give you how can I praise you? What can I say? What everything will be useless. Karyataste yatostastvam kastotum shaktiman bhavet satvamitam prabhavaihi svairudharair devi samstuta. Because of this reason, that you are beyond anything, even my words cannot reach. Remember Kenopanishad. Yatha aprapya manasa saha, yatha vacha nivartanti aprapya manasa saha. That words cannot reach there. You cannot understand her words. Even the mind cannot understand, because what we are doing now with the mind, we are doing jnana tattva, tattva jnana. About it, we are learning. We don't know it. No, we don't know her. We know about her. This is tattva jnana. So, because of this reason, he says, "Who can say say anything more about you? However much I try to praise you, it won't reach." Mohayaitau duradarsha vasurau madhukaitabau prabodhamsa jagat swami niyatam achyutau laguhu. But I'm saying this because I really feel you are this way. I'm not able to do it. So, who is saying all this? Brahma is praying. Remember, Ratri Suktam. And he's saying, please awaken the consciousness of the Achyuta, the one who is the owner of the whole world, the supreme consciousness. Please wake him up and rouse him from sleep so that he can conquer these two nasty thoughts. We are not talking about Madhu Kaitava is different. The gunas, tamas and rajas within me. He is teaching the surata and samadhi what to do. So saying, please awaken him so that he can help in the protection and kill the negative thoughts in me, which are hurting me. You say, yesterday, that day you said, sometimes I know something I have to do, but I'm not able to do it. Duryodhana also said to Bhishma, I know what you're saying is true, but I'm not able to. Why? Because the gunas are like that. The Prakriti is so powerful. We cannot think that we can, if you're miserable also, you can't change it unless her grace comes. And the grace will come at a particular time. It's not that you will not be without grace. It'll come at the time she chooses, because she knows at that point you can handle it. Till then, you have to go through. So they say, then Vishnu Prabhotanarthaya Nihantum Madhukaitabau Netrasya Nasika Bahu Hridayes Vyas Tato Rasaha. That is, she came out of Vishnu's eyes and nose and everything. That sleep, Ratri. She came out of that, his eyes opened. So usually they have a saying, when something, open your eyes and look. You'll tell your children, why are you just walking on the road? Open your eyes and look. So when you have a vigraha also, before prana pratishtha, they will open the eyes, then only they will do it. That is to show that he has awakened. He is there altogether. He is not walking like that passively. So he emerged from her, and then he opened his eyes, and then Madhu and Kaitaba saw this person. Then they thought, now here we have somebody to fight with. They couldn't fight with Brahma, no, too old. So they wanted to fight with him. They started to, instead of catching on eating Brahma, they said, let's fight with this one. He's supposed to be powerful. Let's show our strength. So they fought with him for 5,000 years. And having fought with him for 5,000 years, she entered into him. Into who? Into Vishnu. And he was noticing. Then she into Keshava, they say. Keshava means loose hair. One with Kesha down. It shows creation. Before creation, he doesn't have loose hair. So to explain that Keshava means in creation, the Vishnu in creation. So suddenly she entered into them also, and suddenly the arrogance came. When you're in a good position, big position, you think, wow, I can do anything I want. And you've seen this everywhere today. So they say to him, out of that arrogance, this arrogance is brought by Mahamaya into them. So the arrogance comes in tamas and rajas. Yeah, I'm so powerful. So, or tamas is like Kumbhakarna, he'll sleep, nobody can touch me. Same thing. Who can bother me? So then they said, we want to give you a boon. they're telling the Supreme Consciousness, Mahavishnu, these two gunas are saying two thoughts. We want to give you a boon. That's a arrogance she comes into. Makes them get moha with their own power. And then he also is thinking, no, because she has entered him also to make him think. So now he says, if you are so much satisfied with me, then you must both be killed by me now. The boon, they asked, he asked. So they said, okay, now they saw they've been deceived. So they thought, now what to do? Vanchitabhyam iti tada sarvama sarvamapoyam jagat. That is the sarvam apoyam. That is, there's water everywhere. The consciousness is everywhere. The waters of consciousness. So now what to give him one riddle to solve. So they said, you kill us wherever there are no waters. So he is a little smarter, no? Because he is a supreme consciousness. And in supreme consciousness, they say the creation is only 25%. 75% is the formless Bhagavan. So here they say is, your thigh is where you keep a child to feed it, no? So he takes them under, the water is still here. Some pictures you'll see Vishnu standing in the water will come till here only. That's what they're talking about in calendars and all. You can look at this pictures in Google search. So he puts them on his thighs and he kills them. So he is, as soon as it is done, she manifested herself. That is, when he killed, she showed that it's I who made all this happen. The whole thing was like a cinema going on. So when she manifested herself, then that was all this Markandeya saying to Surata and Samadhi. Then the next time, that when you come next time, no, 3 classes, Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi will come. So he'll say, listen, I'll tell you some more stories to show how mighty she is, to show how powerful she is, and this is Mahamaya. So when you make a mistake, you fall out of line or something like that, don't think that, you have made a mistake and feel miserable. You say, Amma, you have given me this because some karma I need to grow. Take it as grace. Something unhappy, don't think it as bad. It is her grace. Her ultimate grace is coming as Mahakali. She shivers that head of illusion. And she gives you that grace. So we are done there. I thought we could chant and I could explain the Durga Saptashati, but we can do it next time. Because Durga Saptashati is 7 verses, which you will be doing continuously whenever. If you cannot do the Devi Mahatmiyam, you can do the Saptashloki, which is just 7 verses. Understanding, they are mantras from the Chandi part in different sections, which Parvati, that is the Shakti, gives to Shiva. When Shiva asks, what can the people in Kali Yuga do? They may not always have time or the mood or the capacity to read the entire Devi Mahatmyam. Then how will they get your benefit? So she says, listen, I'll tell you. Let them do the Durga Saptashloki, 7 verses on Durga. And that will give the benefit that you will get by doing the entire Devi Mahatmyam. So someday if you are used to reading Devi Mahatmyam chanting, you cannot chant it that day, do Saptashloki with the same bhakti. So that's for today. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you everybody for being here. Very intensive, no? The intensiveness is because we are not going just by the story. We are working with ourselves at the same time. So now you can go home and just relax. You don't have to think and write, what did she say, what did she say? It will come. Whatever is meant to be heard, she will say. Whatever is meant to be said, I've said. So beyond that, you just go and sleep and see what dreams you have today. Okay? Have a nice holiday till we meet again. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Hari Om. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm saying thank you to you. You're saying thank you to me. We are saying to our own Atma here and there. Swami Satyananda at the beginning one time, when he used to give out this bait, after Chandi part and all, Chandi Yajna Homa, Havan, he would give and he'd say, to my own self, to my own self. And I used to think, what is he saying to my own self? Today I understand what he meant, because we are all your own, my own self. Otherwise, when you worry, why should I get anxious? Now, if you're not able to come, why should I think of putting a mic? When people online there, they are equally part of me in that sense. They are not in any way less. They are all people who want to know about Devi. That's why they are coming. So that Devi Shakti is in them. So what is making me talk is the Devi Shakti. So we are all one. That is Advaita Bhava.
One small insight what I got was that Kali, the timing. So much part of our life, once time you miss that, it never makes it again.
That's it. Correct.
The precision.
Yeah.
So, and she's guiding us every moment almost.
Yes.
And see that make mistakes, take
Correct.
decisions.
Correct.
Getting us back and round and round.
Correct.
So she's more closer.
Correct.
Infinitely more closer than we.
Correct than we imagine. Yeah. She's directing us every minute, no? So never think of Mahakali as somebody out there on a lion and who is wearing skulls and all that. It's all, when you know it as your identity, you will not see her as a frightening mother. You will see her as a benign mother who is always walking with you and taking you through difficult. When you children learn to walk, what do? You make them walk. Now you don't go on carrying them and say, this is how you walk. Make them walk. They'll fall down. And what you say, don't cry. Walk little more. They'll walk again, they'll fall. One day they will walk, no, by themselves. How does it happen? Because she's like that. She makes us walk, we fall. Because we don't know how to walk fully. She'll make us fall, but she's always there. So you must always remember, she is within me, she is holding my hand. Whatever crisis comes, she is there. Keep that faith. She will always be there. Guru is always with the Shakti. So now I will drink my tea. Yeah. She wants me to drink it like this. Why should I say go and get it made hot?